outside when they throw a big punch. Whoever gets called is probably going down. There's a big right hand, and down just like that goes Fielder Jones. Mistimed it right there. Both guys throwing heavy hands right here, and it was just that one right hand that hurt him. Just like we said earlier, you got to be careful with guys throwing that hard of punches. It's the first one that lands is probably going to do it. And that's
New England, the Room podcast tonight with Travis Lazat in the back there, Martha Stewart himself, Chris Golden Glove Sarro, and Raz Hylton cooking tonight on the Room podcast, coming off 2 fantastic wins Friday night in 2 national promotions, fighting as a team but in different locations. Dudes, what is up, man? Thanks for coming on. Thanks for letting us have a cooking event along with the podcast. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, man. Not much. Just completely relaxing and enjoying and basking in this victory. Eating some fine prosciutto right now.
So
cooking pizza and just enjoying it, man. This is awesome. We're making history. Me and this guy back here. So
Chris, do you usually cook for yourself? Do you like to cook? Do you have time to cook for yourself, or is this a special occasion that you're showing some skills to Raz?
I am showing off because I'll be honest. I love to cook, but all I can cook is pizza. That's all I'm cooking tonight. Margarita pie, but I can do it damn good though. I learned from the best back home. I worked for Finelli's Pizza. Used to be right there in Providence. I don't know if you remember Finelli's at all, but yeah, man. No, this is something I like to do after a good win is enjoy myself, enjoy some good food and good friends and good people.
Raz, in the background there, what is Mr. Sarro having you do to help him with this meal tonight?
He's handing me slices of prosciutto.
I entirely support morale as I do.
Prep cook.
It looks like
he's the sous chef.
Hey, Chris, it looks like he's more like.
Say hi, Geneva.
Hey, what's up? Congratulations, big win, big win.
What was that?
I said congratulations on the Hylton family on a big win.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
She sounds excited, Raz.
So people can.
Right now, you're live. It's awesome being on with you guys. That was such a trip to go down there and face all the opposition I did. At least speaking for myself. It was I went through a lot, man, and so I feel I've earned this because I beat the shit out of myself. I go hard, and I put my body through a lot. And I put my mind through a lot. There was a lot of stress and a lot of growth that came from this whole trip. So, by no means am I always out relaxing, eating pizza. This is definitely a treat. I feel I've earned it. I feel he's earned it. And but yeah, no, we get right back to work. Get right back to the drawing board, man.
My birthday brownies.
Hey, Raz.
The drawing board. So
wonderful. I want you to know that.
Raz.
Hey, Raz. Was this a planned thing to have a meal after the event, to get together and have a meal together? Was Chris scheduled to come hang out with you at your house for a little while?
No, this was just really organic. I mean, we everything kind of went completely nuts last week, and we had it all planned out, ready to go. I was going to be in Mississippi. We were going to share his corner. in Oxford, and then everything just kind of went sideways, and we haven't had a chance to really. Yeah, that's when that happened right there. We haven't really had a chance to decompress, hang out, and kind of share thoughts about the whole experience, and it just kind of fell together while we were on the phone on Sunday night into Monday morning, and we went up and grabbed him. Here we are. Now we finally get to do the thing we've been talking about for months now.
Chris, what is that? What is that shirt? What does that shirt represent? Can you tell us what that shirt is? You got on?
That right there is a battle cry, my friend.
Yes, it is.
That right there is 9 months of pain and suffering and determination and keeping a blind faith during a crazy epidemic. And that was before I fought. This was me yelling, "I love you, my son. I love you, Kanan. I love you, Ellsworth. Let's go." That's how pumped I was before the fight. That wasn't after the fight. So, yeah, man, I just had it made custom today at the Portland Mall. If you want a custom shirt, go to that guy at the Portland Mall.
Just give him anything. He'll make you a shirt. Give him a picture of anything. He'll make you a shirt, man.
He'll make a picture of you and put you on your shirt in 5 minutes flat, any size you want. No, it's awesome, man. No, it's for the first time in my life. You know, I felt extreme satisfaction, you know, throughout my career. This is the first time where there's no bad vibes, man.
Nope. All good times.
Well,
no, there's no bad vibes. It's legitimately, in all reality, I mean, since I was a young boy, I mean, we got a far way to go on this journey. It's just begun, but it's the first time where I legitimately feel at peace with life. And so to me, that says it's only up from here, you know?
Well, Chris, you went through a bunch of bullshit leading up to the fight. Not only, I think you went through about 5 opponents, and like 3 different cards or 5 different cards that were canceled on you.
Yeah.
The last minute, you have to head to the fights, fly alone, because Raz is called to Bellator, and your coach came down with COVID-19 and couldn't make the trip.
He did actually come down with COVID. We thought it could have been that, and it turned out it was negative, thank God. But we didn't want to take the chance. He was sick, but we didn't want to take the chance. We just saw him in August. He's happy as could be.
Perfect, man. Perfect. So, Chris, let's talk a little bit about that transition, because you were going as a team with Raz, and then it just got taken away from you. You head there alone. Talk a little bit about that and what you went through in your mind to get right and get your mind ready for that fight.
Absolutely. So I get the call the day that we're supposed to head down to the hotel in Bangor, because we were leaving the next morning, Wednesday morning at 4 in the morning. I had to be at the airport. So we had a hotel I had already booked for me and my coach, and our tickets all booked from the promotion to Oxford. And I get the call over. I'm going down High Street in Ellsworth that he was sick. He could barely talk to me on the phone. And I told him, "Don't worry about a thing. I got this. You know, you get better. You know, that's all that matters. We know we've put in the work." And at that point, I was all in. Even before getting that phone call, I was all in. I've gone through so much, you know, to make this fight happen, that there, come hell or high water, I was, you know, if I had to walk, I was going there, you know, it was going to happen. So I just told him, as calm as could be. He was definitely upset, man, because I'm his number one. Like, he invests his whole life into me. And I told him, "Don't you worry, I got this. You just sit back and watch your masterpiece come to reality and be manifested." And I went down there, man, and, you know, I always maintain respect. And I've always said there's a bold line, there's a thick line between confidence and arrogance. I put on my headphones, I had tiger growling and lion growls and audio clips, and I walked around that whole hotel lobby looking them all in the eyes, like, do something about it. Everyone knows their role in this, and there's levels to this thing, man. And I just learned that I'm on another level. I'm a tear through these fools.
So
yeah, it felt good.
Chris. Hey, Travis, Chris, your fight was after Raz's fight, or was it around? It was right after Raz's, was it, Travis?
Yeah, it was about 5 minutes after Ross left the cage that Chris was walking out.
So, Chris, did you, I would imagine your phone's off and stuff. Did you get any word about Roz's fight, or did you wait and get the word about, the decision after you got out of the ring?
Yeah, the second, prior, my phone was off. We were getting in zone, getting ready, and it was in like a kind of a hangar in Oxford. There was no air conditioning. There was a lot of last minute adjustments, all that. So the second I got out of the ring, I went backstage. I called Janice to ask how Ras did, and she filled me in before I even did my pre-fight interview, my post-fight interview. And then she said, just as his hand was getting raised, I was starting to make my walkout, and it's like, you can't make that stuff up. You know?
Definitely.
Yeah, it was epic, man. Epic, and he earned it. He beat a tough opponent, so salute.
All right, Roz, a little talk with you. Let's get Chris out of the way a little bit. I don't know if he can. Can Roz take charge of that spot right there? Roz,
Absolutely.
even though he's a little tall for beautiful. There he is, my man.
See, I'm here for you.
Hey, my man, congratulations, bro. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Chris's win was big, but yours was huge, brother. 3-day notice, fighting for Bellator. You're ready to get on a plane with Chris. You're psyched up for him, ready to corner him. Roz, tell us how this fight came about. How did it just materialize? And, tell us the steps, bro.
No, you're right. It did just materialize. I was all set to go. We had all just, 2 days, or the day before? Yeah, 2 days previously, Chris, Janice, and I had all been on the phone. We were just finalizing plans, making sure that we all had a hotel place to stay and everybody's timeline was ready to go. And I was all set. I was going to Mississippi. That was just how it was going to be. I had the time off from work. I was ready to go. And then Tuesday morning, right around 6:45, 7 o'clock, everything went from a very simple phone call to this is actually happening right now. And the first call I made when I got the offer was to my wife saying, honey, you're going to be pissed, but I'm doing this. I'm going to say yes. You're going to hate me, but I'm saying yes. And my second phone call was to him. Unfortunately, I only got his voicemail because he was getting ready to go, but I let him know right then, dude, I'm sorry. I know how you're going to respond, so I know you're okay with it, so I'm good to tell you, but I still feel like an asshole right now, and this is why. And it was just...
I said, fuck yeah, do it, of course.
And I knew that's how it was going to be. So I immediately started making preparations. Janice was on the other end, getting my medicals and everything down to the folks at Bellator, and I was talking to my coaches saying, okay, here's what's going on, who can make it, and we just threw everything together in the course of Tuesday, and then Wednesday morning, John and Chris and I drove down to Connecticut and started going through quarantine.
To be exact, real quick, I said, of course, this was meant to be. You're going to take this fight, dude. Think about how awesome it's going to be. Not like when if you win. It was you're going to go out there and win your Bellator debut. I'm going to knock someone out first round. Yep. And BKFC, and it's going to be manifesting. You're going to turn your whole career around overnight. It happened simultaneously. That's worth some pizza and wine.
Well, hey.
I mean, come on. The only thing that's better than being there in your best friend's corner is making sure that you can get the job done at the same time. I mean, brothers in blood. How much closer does that get to reality, right?
Well, Rob,
1 year ago, we signed our contract.
1 year ago.
Let's talk a little bit about that fight, because you had no idea, anything about this fight because it just showed up. When you heard the name, did you know the fighter you were going against? Did you ever, hear about him, or was this just a new dude put in front of you?
Yeah, had to do a really quick threat assessment and read what was going on and just hope for the best, really. Fortunately, the generic type that he is kind of fit into where I've already been, and we've been making great gains and making sure that where I'm familiar gets tightened up, and where I'm not familiar becomes somewhere that I can be reckoned with in a completely different way.
Well,
And it just manifested how it needed to.
Well, Raz, you outworked that dude, man. He was getting ready for a fight for Bellator, the first card. Basically, you know, Bellator back, fighting Mohegan Sun. You outworked that dude, man. A fucking rebirth for you, man. And Travis and I were talking about, we were going crazy. Like, the guy's laying on you, I'm screaming, fucking, stand him up! Like, there was a lot of emotions going on in this room that night, man. But we had there was no doubt in our minds that you won that fight. And it was just like, you looked very surprised at the end. What was going through your mind when they were reading the decision?
I was in my world, it's not true until it gets proven. And I went in there and I said I was going to knock him out. I didn't do that. I said the judges were never going to have anything to do with any of my fights. And I didn't make that happen. So in my own personal estimation, that's not a full victory anyway. And, I can't say how many times I've had that paranoid conversation with family and friends before, where if you're going up against one of the regular guys on a roster, if you're going up against a champion and you don't finish them, it wouldn't be the first time that I've seen things go the opposite way. So with my own personal take on things, plus a little bit of paranoia, I just really didn't know how the decision was going to go until they said my name. That was completely honest. It really was.
Emotions running high in you. You kept it together in there. Dude, what's it like fighting in front of no crowd? I mean, this is a first for you, I imagine, unless, your first amateur fight, there might have just been family and friends there. But what was it like fighting in front of no crowd?
I really didn't think about it at the time. There was just nothing that was going to change how I was interpreting the day and the way things were going. If it had been a full audience, fine. If completely empty, half empty, there could have been literally nobody there but me, him, and the referee, and everything would have been perfectly fine. I had my answer on how the night was going to go before I ever stepped foot in that cage. And then I felt like it was probably an easier transition, if anything, because the scale of where I was at and what I was doing, I was able to kind of delay that information until they said the decision, and that was when I knew who I beat and what it meant and who I was fighting for. And that was when everything really kind of set in. But until then, I think not having the crowd just helped me to delay the inevitable. Other than that, it was just another element to incorporate.
Excellent.
We need to take a moment to lick some pizzas.
Oh my!
Hey, Travis, I apologize, man. I kind of forgot you were there.
Appreciate that, please. Get in there. Look at that.
Oh my God! Italiano right there.
Sorry, mozzarella.
Oh yeah, mangia mia.
Well,
do I say the mozzarella?
Manja.
Travis, when they get done salivating over their work, I'm gonna let you ask a couple.
We're gonna throw this in, and we're gonna go sit down and talk to you guys.
Man. Travis, I'm gonna let you ask a couple of questions, whoever, and just talk about your feelings about both of these, big dudes in New England winning these fights, man.
I want to say the first thing I want to say is we saw the best Ras Hylton, and I said that while we were watching the fight. This is the best Ras Hylton we've ever seen. Whether he doesn't consider it a full victory because he didn't finish the guy, but he proved a lot to a lot of people the other night. So on 3 days' notice, in probably the card that had the biggest eyes on it of the night, if you think about it being on regular cable, it was a big spot, and Ras stepped up to the occasion in very adverse circumstances, and looked the best he's looked in a long time. And I can see where Ras doesn't really know if he was winning the decision, because people like to lay on Ras. They don't like to stand up and bang with them most times. And we've seen what happened when he has stand up and bang with people. He's got the length. No one wants to play around with the length. The guy just want to wrestle you. This guy came in with all knockouts. I thought maybe he wanted to throw a little bit of hands, but no, it was Ras leading the charge on the feet, and then it was him laying on top of Ras, and Ras working the body with some elbows, working the head with some elbows, doing anything he could to make sure that the decision went in his way. So that's hats off to Ras.
Dude,
Chris?
Hey, let me just put one thing in there. If you want to know the difference between, having top control and not doing anything with it and the scoring right there, Raz on the bottom, what he did on the bottom while he was on the bottom was spectacular, and that's what won him that fight. Won him that third round, of course. I mean,
Absolutely.
People think these takedowns are the biggest thing. If you don't do nothing with it, you're just laying on him. Raz did the perfect thing. Raz, let me just ask you a question. Was your coach screaming at you? What were your coaches saying to you as he was just laying stagnant on you?
Basically to capitalize on what I was doing. Keep feeding the elbows. It was obvious he didn't like it, and they told me so. And there was a second there where I thought I had the opportunity to go for a Kimura, but I didn't release my right leg fast enough to capitalize on it. But when there were moments there, I was getting encouragement, or I was getting information about something that I wasn't entirely aware of so that I could work on it. And in either case, it was all telling me to do all the good things that ended up winning me that fight. Obviously the elbows were working, even though I wasn't 100% sure that they were having the effect I wanted. So I kept on going for broke on those. When I went for the Kimura, and it failed, I was told so, and then I went back to, just stopping the damage and firing off whatever few points I could get in before the end of the round and the final seconds ticked off. So, again, not only did my coaches get me there, get me through all of the quarantine and everything, the work that we've put in is really starting to show and we're all starting to reap the rewards now. So even though Shihan Andy wasn't there, he was able to talk to me and coach me on the day of the weigh-ins previously. Chris and John were right there with me from bringing me down, getting me through the COVID, getting me through COVID protocol, I should say. Getting all the hotel rooms situated, taken care of, getting me through the weigh-ins process. We've been doing this for a few years now, and there are some unspoken things and some rituals that we have that just always work. So we stuck to our work. We've been elevating where we need to. Chris and Garth, as these new elements into my camp, have only continued to add real substance to what I'm doing and trying to accomplish here as a fighter from Maine. I mean,
he rocked him in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So we are finally starting to expose on a grander scale what it is that guys like us are capable of doing when we put in the work. And now we get to see what happens after this, because this is only the beginning.
Well, hopefully you get a proper training camp for your next fight, Raz. Hopefully it comes sooner than later. Bellator's here till September. I mean, you think there's a shot that you might fight for them again, or you think you might have a regional fight before you jump with Bellator? Not to jump the gun or anything, but they are going to be here till September. You did take out one of their a guy with 3 fights, I think 2 wins for them. Do you think they might be coming call for you and give you kind of a couple of weeks notice, or it doesn't matter to you right now?
I'm not even sure yet. This is what, 4 days post-fight? I've said it before, I'd fight every weekend if I were capable, but I'm pretty sure I would also have huge, messy divorce and a very ugly situation from there on out. Therefore, I will cautiously wait and be very patient, because Bellator has already treated me really well from start to finish, regardless of all the issues that they faced while putting on a show during a pandemic. rose to the occasion and were able to really take care of us and help out and make sure that I felt welcomed and ready for the occasion. It was a top-notch experience, and I can't wait to do it again. It was fantastic.
Awesome. Travis, we talked about it on the podcast when we were doing the Fight Companion. 6-4 looks a lot better than 5-5, man. Talk about Roz's, on paper counts. And the dudes that Roz has fought, one of the dudes next to him, and the beast that he's gone against, he'll fight against anyone. What does this win do for Roz, not only regionally, but, nationally with the eyes and the need for heavyweights out there?
Yeah, I mean, when you line up two 250-plus pound dudes and they're swinging away at each other, somebody's going to go out from time to time. And every time I've seen Ras go out, he's gone out on his shield. He's gone out throwing. And that's going to happen. You're going to get caught from time to time, Things happen. It's heavyweight fights. It's heavyweight people. It's 250 pounds behind punches and kicks. Somebody's going to go out. And it's not that it was somebody had a better night. Somebody just got hit first. You know what I'm saying? So 6-4 definitely looks a lot better than 5-5. And to get that 6th win on the national stage against a guy who is 6-1 and really probably somebody that the Bellator promotion was planning on really selling. And that's neither here nor there. They can sell him after the Ras fight, but Ras is going to take home his little piece of the prize too. So
excellent. Chris, my man, let's get to you a little bit. Not that, we don't know enough of you, but you came away with your 2nd win, brother. You went there alone. You did pick up a friend on the way. Talk about that, because you did have a gentleman or a couple of friends there helping you out.
Absolutely. Well, when it first came to figuring out what I was going to do, I was game on just going down to Oxford myself and just fucking fighting. I was more than game. I was upset my coach couldn't come, but a big part of this whole thing is being able to mitigate stress. And so the closer it gets to the fight for me, it would take a lot to really stress me out. I have to stay calm. So, I called Christine Ferreira, who's, she's about to be fighting to get her title back against Helen Peralta. She's a hell of a warrior, but a hell of a friend. And I thought, I'd give her a chance. I know her situation, if she could, get from Vegas to Mississippi overnight, and she couldn't. But she called, and she was calling everyone she could. She felt terrible that she couldn't. I didn't want anyone to feel terrible. I figured there's a number of people that wanted to be there, and at least call my friends and go down the line. And I called, messaged Jason Knight, and Jason was heading off. He had family affairs, so he got a hold of Vince Anderson, and Vince from Bare Knuckles and Brews and Fusion, good friend of mine. They got in contact with Brandon Lambert, and Brandon is a hell of a guy, man. A hell of a good friend, friend for life. I made with him. He made a 10-hour drive from Wisconsin, and he was there. Man, he made it as comfortable as could be given all the circumstances, and he really showed up. And it was right. It was awesome. He was right there in my corner from beginning to end, and I'm forever grateful for him and his girlfriend. And man, that was awesome. Yeah, it really did. I would have walked out there with my underwear on fire, backwards if I needed to, but nothing was going to get in the way, But to have people come into my corner, have people like Christine and Jason. Travis and Vince and Sheena, Star, everyone on the phone trying to help me out. It really made me feel part of the family. They're in Bare Knuckle, they're in Mississippi. And I don't know, it was awesome, man. I love Mississippi. I got some good luck streak going on there. Every time I'm there, I'm floating on feathers. It's amazing, man. I have 3 of these in a row in less than a year's time. 3 of the best nights of my life at 31. It hasn't even been a year. I can't explain what those highs are like. I can describe the adrenaline hangover pretty well to you, but there's no words to describe it, man. The best thing that came out of it was I wasn't just you see me walking out there. I wasn't just amped to go do some violent shit. Although that's exactly what happened. I was amped because I finally had committed completely that I was going to go out there and stick to my game plan. And I know that our system, Garth Fu, it's a proven method, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. It's gonna destroy you. Now, to commit to that, you can say, yes, coach, I'm in. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But you have to get to that point yourself. And I got to that point while I was there, man. I felt completely in my element. Like, finally, I know for a fact this is where I'm meant to be. And everyone in that damn hotel lobby in my weight class knows the same thing.
Well, Chris, as you were just speaking, I showed the clip of your knockout, man. Second KO for a bare knuckle fighting championship. How'd it feel the second time, buddy? You had a little bigger dude in there. It seemed a little bigger than McAllister, your first fight. A big, tall man, a large man. How'd it feel the second time around?
Felt beautiful because he said he was going to, that I was his bitch. And I made sure to let my mama see that just so I could get permission to brutalize this gentleman.
Man, I love when people talk.
Yeah, no, it felt amazing, man. It solidified the fact that I am here, and I did make a statement. That was his 60th fight in total. And, I don't need anyone to tell me where I belong. I know where I belong. And, I stamped it in his forehead that night with my fist. And, I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to no bullshit antics. I'm dead serious. This whole thing saved my life, man. I'm in there. I'm willing to die in there. And that's not for as a selling point. And I'm not looking for that. But if it was a possibility, it's not going to waver me from getting in there, man. Like that to me, once you slip into a zone of doing this full time, like 1,000 fucking hours a day is what it feels like. On the good days and the bad days, you want to be careful what kind of monster you turn into, because if you you want to be careful with the training and all that. It can take over. You want to be careful not to overtrain and not to become too aggressive of a person. But at this point right now, I'm happy with the monster I'm becoming because I see I belong here. And there's no doubt in my mind or the promotion's mind that we're going to do nothing but climb, and that's real talk.
Before I let Travis talk to you, Chris, you were going in there as light heavy 205. You ended up fighting heavyweight because your opponent came in, I think, 230 pounds at the weigh-ins, man. That's a big, big thing for you because not only did you have a KO in light heavy, you could show you have power in the heavyweight. Now, you talked about when you were in the room with the other heavyweights, how they know. And with these two last fights, these two fights for BKFC, you didn't knock these fighters out cold, but you hit them so hard they didn't want to get back up and they didn't want to feel any more of that. Explain that feeling, because to me, that's almost better than a knockout because these guys are scared to get back up because they don't want to feel another punch. They'd rather stay there. So talk about what you're doing with these guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. Now, there's levels to this, and I said that before. I'm standing in the room with same guys in my weight division, give or take 20, 30 pounds and stuff, and we're all there in the same. I'm here to get the belt, and that makes me number one. And so if you're a fan of Afro Samurai, that would be the number one headband. That means you are the man. Yes. There's nothing above that. So when I'm in that room, and I know I'm not there with the whole roster, I'm very focused on my goals. What outcome do I want to come out of all of this, which is having a title, whether it's cruiserweight or heavyweight, they can all get it. Like there's no I could care less, man, who it is, but to get to see clearly the cloth I'm cut from and the cloth that the rest of them are cut from. I don't give a shit if they're listening to this at all. They all know it, because if they felt any otherwise, they would have stepped up and said something while I was there to my face. I'm cut from a different cloth, man. My father raised me to be a tough individual, stand my ground, take a back step to no man. And so I'll walk around. I'm not rude to anyone. I'm a professional. I'm polite to anyone who wants to come up and talk to me. And if I want to come up and talk to you, I do it in a polite manner. But I will never take a back step to any man, especially if our job title is we got to beat each other to be the best. That's part of the job description. I'm not here to do anything but demolish you. We can talk about it after, I retire. But I got a clear-cut, crude, rude awakening to what this whole game is about. And I'm fucking dead serious, man. Like, I don't care who they put in front of me. That wasn't even a test with Victor. That was his 60th fight. I was just playing with him. That's why I was telling him to get it up. I was barely even breathing heavy. And so, man, they got, this next fight, that's their third fight in the contract. It's going to be a step up, and that's all I want. I said the better they are, the better I'll be. I'm a technical fighter, and so I don't know, man. It's just going to be a beautiful thing from here on out. It's already been, but I know for a fact it's going to be beautiful. He hit me with a few good shots, man. He got me with some, and they did nothing to me. And you look at some of these pictures, they landed clean. Good for him. Kudos to Victor Jones. They didn't do dog shit to me. He didn't want any more of it once I gave him just 80% of what I got, not even. So it's exciting, man. I'm excited to see what the future holds, but for right now, it's pizza and enjoying friends and family, and yeah.
Well, you guys definitely deserve it. Travis, let's talk a little bit about what this big win did for Chris and how you feel about it being his manager, his friend, and someone who's helped guiding him through this career of his.
Yeah,
Excited.
definitely.
Oh, they're gonna check the pizza.
That's it. Go ahead.
No, this is great, but this is great, but this is just part of the story. We've been talking about this all along, and there's sometimes when something's destined to happen when you see these little nuances, things that happen throughout camp, things that happen throughout the off time, things that just come to you, and this has been quite an epic story that we've been on. A lot of things have happened that we could have never predicted, but that have just showed us every day that Chris belongs here. Chris, I am thoroughly convinced that Chris is the baddest dude on their roster, and he's probably the baddest dude on the planet, if you ask me. And if somebody wants to come and test him, we'll put him across from Chris. We don't mind throwing down. Chris would fight 20 men. Chris doesn't back down to one man, and it's not going to happen in BKFC. It didn't happen where he grew up. It's not going to happen in BKFC. He's already been through all this shit.
Well, let's talk a little bit about. We got cards coming next month. I think September too. But the next card is August 21st. Are you looking to get right back in there, Chris, or you want to take a card off and maybe go backwards? I think September they have another card coming.
Yeah, I mean, September sounds, like a smarter move. I'll never take a fight without a full camp. I mean, I just went through an 8.5 month camp. So a full camp to me is, 6 to 9 weeks at least, that. So, that's only smart. So no, I think I have the right to. I think I've earned the right to take the time to go back to the drawing board with my coach, and we fought our asses off that night.
Hold on, did you just call me an idiot?
Oh. What was I saying? I think I took time to going to take the time to just hit the drawing board and really come up with a solid plan. That was a good performance, but that was not a perfect performance by any means to me. And I can do way better, And so if you look at November 16th compared to July 24th, you can see a massive jump, in skill set and upgrade. And so it's only going to go, up from there. But, it's up to management and my promotion, what they see is best. But I would prefer September, to be honest.
Well, that's going to be a huge card, the one after this, because I can't think of their names. Travis, who's I shared it today. UFC veterans having his first fight.
Hector Lombard, Kendall Grove.
Hector Lombard. Yeah, Hector Lombard, Kendall Grove.
But there's another one too. Diego. He fought
Diego Alves
Yes.
and Phil Baroni.
There you go. What weight is that going to be at? Is that a welterweight fight? Or is that a
That's
light?
a 175.
175.
175.
Wow. So, Chris, if
175.
you're on that fucking card, man, that's a huge card. You throw in, you know, I was interviewing Joey Beltran before this card, and he was interested in getting back in there in August. You know, I have the flyer up here. They haven't announced any more names other than Hernandez and Rickles. But I don't know if he's going to be on that card in August.
He wants to fight me. He doesn't want that fight. He thinks he wants that fight, but I hit harder than anyone in this division. I'm going to knock that fool straight back.
Was there some talk about that? Did he mention your name?
Yeah, he called me out. I mean, respectfully, you know, he called me out the night of the fight, you know, before I even got back to the hotel lobby. He just said, he tagged my boss, David Feldman, the owner of Bare Knuckle, BKFC, and he tagged me, and he just said, let's fucking go. And it's like, yeah, dude, let's fucking go. You know, I all respect to Joe. He's a warrior. But you could have a million fights, but that doesn't carry you into that ring and put armor around you. You're still the man that night, and you got to step up and fight me. And no one's ever walked through me in my entire life. You know, I would put Joey on his ass, and I'd be the first one to do it. But you know, time will tell. You know, I feel you know, the promotion feels and everything. You know, I definitely need I would fight Joey right now if he knocked on my front door. And I don't mean that in disrespect. Joey would fight me if I knocked on his front door right now. But I feel you know, it's only right that I get you know, another fight in there, just out of respect for all the fighters that are in my shoes, you know, that have 2 wins and stuff. So, you know, I've always been a firm believer in what's fair. You know, I don't want to be, you know, thrown ahead of but like I said, I'm a fighter. That's why I'm here, you know, so I'll fight who. If the ones that I listen to tell me jump, I'm jumping. That's it.
So, Travis, you being a manager and have to negotiate and stuff like that, when do you start? I mean, Chris is saying September. When do you think the promotion's going to come calling you before you go talking to them? Will they contact you and go, hey, we got something for you? Or do you have to talk to them?
I mean, it's going to be a respectful back and forth, I would imagine. Chris, we kind of planned, you never look over a guy. You never looked over Victor Jones. We never looked over Billy Martin. We never looked over Adrian Miles. We never looked over any of these guys that we were lined up against. But we kind of planned on having, after an 8-month fight camp, we kind of planned on having a couple weeks off to decompress, get our wits about ourselves. So it wouldn't, I mean, like, we want that 6 to 8 week fight camp. It would be smart to come back September. That would just make our time frame that we had discussed before the fight make sense. Chris has got some plans on his birthday. His birthday is August 15th, and he's got some plans to do some things to sharpen his tools in Puerto Rico with Elvin Burrito. So we'd like to get that experience under our belt. I think a real smart man told Chris something over fight week is just to enjoy this. And that was spoken by the man, Mark Godbeer, a BKFC or a BK boxing legend. Mark Godbeer told Chris just to enjoy this. And I think that's what we got to do. We get violent in the cage, but we relax after. We enjoy where we're at. And I think he's earned at least a couple weeks to enjoy himself, get himself where he needs to be, and then we hit the ground running after that. David can get my phone number. Nate Shook knows who I am. We talked back and forth for quite a while about a lot of things leading up to fight week, and they know where to find us. It's pretty easy. We make it pretty easy for them, and we're open to anyone. We'll discuss anyone that'll put us closer to the title. We ideally would probably like to take a fight at 205 before we go for the heavyweight belt again. We love the idea of fighting Hector Lombard. That's real cool with us. It wouldn't be a bad thing to get a win against Hector and then get another win against Joey and prove that we're the baddest dude they have. We already know that we are. So proving it isn't something that we're going to shy away from right now.
I would fight both of those dudes in the parking lot right now at the same time.
And win.
All right, guys. I need your just reflection on this because it must have all soaked in now. 3 big time fighters from New England all went to battle Friday night. in 3 different.
Shout out to Fabio Sharon. Well done, man.
Fabio Sharon with a huge, quick first round finish at what is it? Legacy
LFA.
Legacy, yeah. A big regional promotion, and that could loft him into the Contender Series now. He didn't even work up a sweat.
Yep.
Man, talk about what this does for you guys as far as a whole in New England and what you're showing the rest of the world. 3 of our big-time fighters getting it done Friday night. Raz, you coming 3 days' notice. Chris, you going through some adversity with fighters dropping out, going to heavyweight, and, Fabio missing weight and having to pull it all together and, emotionally, and he gets it done himself, man. Talk about it, what it's done for you, Raz, and what it's going to help you further in your career with.
This has really helped to cement exactly what I've been aiming for from day one, that I have some of the best people in the world right here in my own backyard helping me to do what's necessary to get to the next level. I've got my best friend here. I've got family all around me. I've got so funny thing. Also, a little over 4 years ago, but almost exactly to the day, Nick Gulliver, who you guys know very well, he held the amateur heavyweight strap for a minute, invited me to come up to First Class in Brunswick and just, check out a sparring session one time. Here I am with so many more people, with such a great family atmosphere, no matter which gym I'm at, no matter what time of the week or the day that it is, I've always got great people around me. And from beginning to end, I've got brothers, I've got sisters, I've got family who I'm finally able to do something for and repay what has been given to me. I'm going to go as far as this will go. It's going to be beautiful.
Awesome. I lost Travis for a second, but that's all right. It's all about you guys right now. Chris, you're still there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Travis's phone probably ran out. Let me shut my banner off right there. So, Chris, what? You are the only bare knuckle fighting championship fighter out of New England.
Yeah.
There's Travis. Hey, Travis, my man's back.
Hey, welcome back, man.
I'm camping in the woods. Sorry, guys. I lost my connection from my hotspot on my phone.
That's all right, man. I love how it just connected back, man. We're winning, man. It don't matter. We're right back. So, Chris, you're carrying New England on your shoulders as far as in bare knuckle fighting championship. Man, what does that do for you? I know you're a very confident guy, but you're a very humble guy. A scary guy, humble guy, confident guy. What does that do for you emotionally to know that you are carrying the torch and you might be opening a path for other fighters here to cross over and to have a career at bare knuckle?
Man, it's an honor. I mean, I'm covered in goosebumps just hearing you say that to me. I'm just a normal dude, I've always been a fighter. I always loved to fight. I always loved to throw down. I've always been strong. I wasn't the most athletic kid in high school. I got in a lot of trouble in my youth. I'm no different than any other average New England, 200-plus dude out there just trying to make it. So for me, it's an absolute humbling, like you said, absolutely humbling experience, and it's an honor, to be a part of history, for my son to get to know that his dad made history, and to set an example not just for him, but for all the youth and everyone that's coming up around here. It's a hard place to live up here. I've said it before. It's a hard way of living. Us three, fighters from New England going out there and getting the W and doing it under the circumstances and everything that everyone's been through. We've all been going through, quite the epidemic. It just goes to show, once again, fighters from New England don't give a fuck, man. We don't care. We will fight. 3 days notice, no coach, fifth opponent. We don't. There's a big difference between that and a lot of these salty, yellow bellies out there. There's a big difference. And I think we made a statement. New England, has made storms in combat sports all throughout the beginning of time, at different eras. And this is the beginning of a new era, man. Absolutely. And we're taking the torch and running with it. I'm going to smash anyone who gets in the way of me, without a doubt.
Travis, I'm going to give you the last words before I mentioned a couple things before I let these guys go, because there is a couple announcements that were made today, not only by our page but online. I just want to talk about with these guys. But Travis, last words from you and just your excitement for what went on over the weekend.
I couldn't be more excited to have three people, three of the nicest people you can imagine. Definitely two of the nicest people I've ever met on the podcast here with us tonight. To be able to do that for New England MMA, to go out there and show what we're made of, what we're representing, it's a huge deal. It's great for our sport. It's great for our region. It's great for the amateurs right now that you may be 0-1 fighters that are thinking about giving it up. That to see that they are training with the right people here in New England. There's some guys that are. I mean, it's someone to look up to. Chris, Ras, Fabio. It's someone for somebody to look up to. And in a time like this, we need people that we can look up to, and we need people like Chris, Ras, to carry the torch for our region, because it's really couldn't be carried by two better dudes. And I'm so happy to have seen them go out and do our area proud, do our go out there and just have fun, bang it out, and do it with all the heart that they have. It's been really cool. And it's been really cool being able to hang out with them guys the last couple days and get to see how it goes after a victory. We did some stuff, that would have never happened had we not been in this situation. And those are the guys that put us in this situation. So we get to do this because they're out there tearing ass through some big dudes and not giving a fuck.
Well, we talk about positives.
Thank you, Travis.
We talk about positives coming out of COVID. There's 3 positives right on the screen right here. And there's a lot of positives. People making the best of a bad situation. You guys are coming out strong, and you're coming out winning, dudes. The last thing I want to just announce is, a couple of guys you are familiar with. I did have him in a picture flashing with you. Jorgen De Castro announced today that he has a contract, a date, and a fight.
Yeah.
So he will be fighting. I don't know when. Yes. I don't know against who, and I don't know where. But he just announced today that he signed a contract. He will be fighting. Second, Travis and I talked about when we broke the news about Bellator coming to Mohegan Sun up until September. We talked about how some of our fighters could latch on there with late notice. Right there, proof in the pudding right there. We got another guy that is on the card. We wrote an article about him today. Travis, do you know anything about this gentleman? And can you just give him a quick shout out, because he will be fighting very soon.
It's Mark Pockets Gardner from the Academy up in Maine. He's a 1-on-1 fighter. He's a middleweight, and he has hooked on with Bellator to fight as part of the card that is going to include Benson Henderson and Michael Chandler.
Look at Raz has no idea.
Matt didn't know yet. Two of his homeboys.
Dude, I've got my Jorgen shirt right downstairs. You know I'm going to be wearing that all week, right?
Absolutely.
Fucking
and I'm sure he's fought on many NEF cards with Pockets. It's a really cool thing,
Excellent, my man.
It's cool. Yeah, we're going places. It's looking from the MMA.
Hey, yep. You guys are gonna need more.
Can we have a new one? # Downeasters on top.
You guys are gonna need more wine after this podcast. That's all I gotta say. Last thing, guys. I'm gonna go right in a row here. I'm gonna go with you, Chris. Shout outs, thank yous. Any social media you want to throw out there, and I'll go to the line to Roz, and I'll go with Travis. Chris, I do have your banner. I could flash it out there, so it'll save you from, I'll put it up there now while you're saying your thank yous. How's that sound?
Please.
All right.
Please.
Let me get it up there. All right, it's ready to go.
And
Go ahead.
we gotta get a shot of the pizza before we cut
wait a
off
minute.
the air.
Let me
Yeah,
get.
we
Yeah,
need
we'll
that.
do
All right,
it.
they're both
We'll do it at the end. I want you to cheers each other
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
piece
No,
of
I'm
pizza.
joking. Absolutely.
All right, go ahead, Chris. Shout outs and thank yous.
You got him up?
Yeah, I got your banner up. Your banner's up.
Oh, the banner's up right now.
Yeah, so
I'd like to thank everyone from down East Maine. I mean, I don't have the list in front of me, Jesus. But every single one of my sponsors, you all know which role you played in making me be able to not only survive throughout that whole epidemic, man. You know, when our gym was shut down and Governor Mills was ruling with an iron fist, you know, and putting a lot of us out of work. You guys made sure that I was able to stay above water, train, maintain a healthy diet, you know, keep a roof over my head, and you know, and made this whole thing possible. If it wasn't for all of you guys, I would not have been able to, you know, have the mental fortitude at the least to be able to go to Oxford and make that happen. So, damn it, man. I mean, I can never think of another situation with sponsors when it comes to, they literally are a part of this team. Every single one of you. You know, and forgive me, I haven't been on my phone the last few days because I've got hundreds of unread messages, and I'm going to take the time to reply to every one of you because it means the world to me. But thank you all. You know, my Uncle Billy down in, you know, all my uncles, but my Uncle Billy down in Florida, you know, with Wilkinson Title Agency. Freaking him and Richie Zareen and you know, Ben Durkee and Tony Murray. And, you know, I could go down the list, you know, all of you guys, thank you so much for everything that you've done. You know, Mike DeVito, you know, the 3-point stance, you know, Bert from the Sea Dog. Thank you guys. Thank you. You know, Christian at Rude Clothing, you know, Skullbonia, Rev Gear, Chris LeBeau with MMA Uncensored, all of you guys too, you know, for keeping me out there. And helping us get, you know, let the world know that there's a bad motherfucker up here in down East Maine, and I'm gonna stomp on all of you until I have that belt hanging in my gym for all of us to see in Maine for the rest of my life. And there's nothing any of you can do about it. And that's the funny part. There's nothing any of you are gonna do about it.
That's the fun part.
Hey, one last thing, Chris. I got this little clip from you because Travis today sent me a clip of them commentate your fight. I guess it was a highlight clip, right, Travis? You sent me to my messenger. So I took the last, 4 seconds when you're telling him to get up. So I've been adding it to the podcast every couple of seconds. Yeah. You'll see it. It just says you're yelling, get up.
If I didn't get up, all right, listen. If you were yelling at me, I don't care what you hit me with, to get up, and I didn't get up, man, I would have to be on Ambien the rest of my life because I'd be losing sleep.
Awesome.
I would never be able to sleep ever again, man. Holy shit.
You better sleep
you
me.
Get up.
You
I
better
don't care
sleep
what.
me.
You get up. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Hey, let's go to my man over there. Fucking another killer. Roz, shout outs, thank yous. I know sponsors are going to be coming. I know you got a couple that have been with you for so long. But, dude, this is your time, man. A great win. Things are going to happen for you now, brother. So shout it out there, my man.
Yeah, day one, Portland Nutrition Corner, always taking care of me and making sure that I got the supplements I need. It takes a lot to feed this, so extra calories coming in the right way is very important. Speaking of adding calories to my diet, Ryan's Own Beef Jerky, thank you. Best
jerky in the world.
Ever asked
Ryan.
He ain't lying.
You guys know this, okay? You guys know exactly what it is.
He ain't lying.
Family recipe, Maine owned and operated. Please get Ryan's Own Beef Jerky. Look it up on Facebook. It's phenomenal. Jacked and Jilled is right down the road from my house, and I can't tell you how much benefit the knowledge and the routine has been. And you've already seen it in just a month and a half. There you got my first win in Bellator. So thank you. And most importantly, to my gyms from right here where I started with Dragonfire Martial Arts, Gian Andy Campbell, who has recently reached Kyoshi. I can't help it. I have to hit the table.
He punches the table.
We know this. We know this. I hit the table. It's my thing.
They're like brothers. They're like brothers. You guys are together too much right now. Separate.
Traditional martial arts got me into the places and has built the foundation that everything else has come from first class MMA to all the coaches there. Chris McBean for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, John Rayo, my head coach, also my wrestling coach. It has been helping me go from absolutely nothing to something. And I've recently joined, obviously, with Sarro and Team Garth Fu, which has really helped to bring everything together. I've got a beautiful foundation, a beautiful village, a beautiful family. I can't take as much time as is necessary to name all of my training partners, my guy who helps me with fight footage and analyzing opponents on the fly out of nowhere, all the people who support me and send me these private messages about how, I just got a message from a kid I haven't talked to in a while who I was his sensei for, or I judged at a tournament before the pandemic all came down. They're all over New England. There are people who have helped me to get where I am and help develop the martial artist and the person who is operating out in the world these days. And I will never be able to truly express how grateful I am, but please know that each and every one of you has played a key, vital role in making sure that I am the man who can make it home safely and do the right job and enjoy myself once in a while and do the work that is necessary to reach this stage in my development and create the first few footsteps on a whole new road that I wouldn't have been able to get to without you. So thank you all. Thank you.
Beautiful, my friend. Travis, I'm gonna play our little. But we got some sponsors too. You can give your thank
We
yous.
got a couple sponsors. We share one with Chris with Canna Bio Group. Can't say enough good things about them. We're going to be talking to them about Mr. Hylton here too pretty soon. I think he's earned at least a little care package, and maybe we'll talk about the rest in the coming days. But we're going to try to hook Mr. Hylton up with the Canna Bio Group as well, because I think he would represent them just as well as Chris, and to have them side by side with all three of us, the Bermuda Triangle, baby.
Woo! You just think of that just now, you
World.
motherfucker?
We're the Arctic Triangle. Leave Bermuda way down there.
I like
The
to
icy
give out
pit for the north is coming down.
a big shout out to 24/7 Inc. Mag, who supports us big time, and our newest sponsor, Fahrenheit Fight Gear, who just came across and jumped across with us. They're a new company selling gear, selling shirts, selling a bunch of products to do with fights. We will have a little commercial on the podcast later, probably the beginning of August, just to promote them a little bit and get them kind of on the scene. And the same thing with Bio CBD. What are you doing over there, Chris?
In the Bio Group.
Fixing my camera.
Oh, awesome. So that's about it for me. What I want to say is, all you Maine guys, I want to move to Maine so bad. I want to come up in the middle of August sometime and hang out with all you crazy guys.
Oh yeah, we'll make that happen.
I want to spar with Chris, and I want to roll with Roz. How's that sound?
He wants to roll with you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's get this shit done.
All right, so
I didn't like the guy who thinks he can cuff me out.
And I want Travis to film the whole thing.
I was gonna say, what about me? I want like at least 4 rounds with you.
Yeah, 4 rounds.
You gotta share.
4 seconds. 4 seconds. All right, dudes.
Let's go check out this pizza.
We'll make it a date. Yeah, let's come for have a cooking party, a fucking cookout, and we'll roll in the backyard or something. So, guys, check out the pizza. Let's see it.
Let's see what this baby came out with. Now, this is the real deal, fresh mozzarella straight from Vermont. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff right there.
Oh yeah, that's sexy.
Oh man, I don't know what that looks like to you guys, but that is.
Oh my!
Thank you for having us, guys.
All right, my friends,
Thank you.
I'm gonna let you go because you got better things to do right now. You got some wine and some pizza to inhale. Hey guys.
No, I love this. This is perfect.
It's always good to hang out, man. Come on.
All right, my guys, thank you so much for coming on, man, and then enjoy your night, enjoy your win, and enjoy your rest of your week, my friends. And we'll talk soon, my guys.
All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
We out.